All right, everybody, welcome back. Let's talk blades because that's what we're into today. I have for you guys a Benchmade, not just any Benchmade. It is the Benchmade Model 85 Ti Bali-Song. You see a little hand there? It says everyday, so I'm sure it's for the EDC everyday carry thing if you really want to, if you are able to. Just know your local laws and such. And then, of course, it's made of the CPM S30V. And of course, there's Bali-Song right next to it. Benchmade. Here's the box. All fancy-pantsy. It is a blue class. Just in case you really want to know, there it is. 11, 12, 20. So, yeah, I broke the seal on this bad boy right here. I can get that out. Handle with care. Turn on this light for a second. There we go. That's a little better, right? Benchmade sharp. I can't read, excuse me. Benchmade knives are packaged extremely sharp, limited lifetime warranty. So there's that. Why not? We'll just go ahead and open up the box here. Now you're gonna notice some things I've changed about this, some small things, and yeah, I've added a few things. I've already opened this box. So here it is. It's in a little pouch that comes in right now, and here's the Ti Bali-Song. It's nice, but there's a few things that kind of make me worry for a knife like this that is very high in price tag. And I've actually cut myself, which is why I have this bandage on me. I know it looks like a piece of tape, but there's a bandage underneath. I keep the tape on so that way it doesn't unfurl. Bandage, I mean. So you get the all-too classic Benchmade nylon or cotton. I believe it's nylon. Little thing, case, bag, whatever. And it comes with this and this, so you can molly it to however way you want to do it. Now, you're wondering what the heck, why does he have paracord tied on there? I did this specifically because if I were to carry it, I'll get into the reason why. But this is actually for this. This is the Velcro stuff. You sew this on or whatever, and then this goes through this in whatever configuration you want it to be in. So that's actually kind of nice, but that's what this comes with. And of course, you get your Benchmade reading material, the user's manual, care and warranty and all that stuff. So it's all here. Limited lifetime warranty, blah, blah, blah. Information, stuff you need to know. So there's that. Get that out of the way. All right. So the reason why I put this here is because, yes, I am a fan of the Obaki and the Skoshi and the Nishi of the CRKT, and the whole thing about that is the ripcord. But this just makes it easier, so that way if I need to, I can just tie this around my belt loop and drop this in the pocket, because carrying this around, if you decide to do so, kind of just floats around in the pocket, and I don't like that. It'll just kind of end up like that in the pocket. And of course, this particular knife is interesting to me because it does this, and the locking mechanism looks like it works well, but not when it's like that. I just tapped it and the locking mechanism just came out like that. I have no idea what I can do to fix this, but look at that. That kind of makes me worry a little bit. I don't know if it's meant to be like that, because that's how it got to me. So I barely pinch it together and the locking mechanism just pops out. Now, what I find interesting about this particular design, of course, this is all billet titanium, the handle scales. So that's really, really cool. You know, it's not sandwich construction. It is made of one solid piece, each one of titanium. And this is not spring. This is actually two opposing magnets that make it look like it's spring-loaded, and it's not. It's actually two opposing magnets that are in here that rotate and make this make it look like it's a spring-loaded locking mechanism, and it's not. Of course, this is the same way, but this one actually locks a little bit better in the open position. I'll get into the specs on that and all that. So if anybody knows, leave me a comment down below. If anybody knows how I can fix this to make this just a little bit tighter, or if this is designed to be this easy to unlock both in the open position and the closed position, please let me know. I would love to know. I don't know why that kind of bothers me a little bit, but they do say that this is a competition Bali, so it's supposed to be light locking on there. I don't prefer tang pins. I prefer Zen pins. The Zen pins are the pins on the inside of the handle rather than on the tang on the blade. But I don't mind it. It's a very, very nice knife. Very long, 4.4, so almost 4.5 inches. And of course, you get to see that. Here it is. It says Bali-Song in the Benchmade butterfly right there, and 85. You can see at the very bottom right there. And of course, on the back, S30V, Benchmade USA. So, this is not a first production run, obviously. Still really nice. Still very nice. So we'll just get into how much this weighs and all this and that and the other thing. And yes, this knife is extremely sharp, which is why I have this bandage on my finger. I was a little half asleep at one point, and I picked up the knife at the bite handle and performed a simple maneuver, and it sliced my finger open pretty well on the knuckle. So that was fun. Comes in at a 5.23 ounces, so almost 5.5 ounces. You know, just the knife alone. Oh man, the locking mechanism on this thing just bothers the heck out of me. And we'll go ahead and get into the size of the blade. Sorry, I'm trying to keep it all. This is a very big knife. All right, so you're looking at, almost 5.5 inches. If I want to say just that, 5.5 inches, but, or excuse me, not 5.5, 4.5 inches. 4 1/8 cutting edge, 4.5 inch reach from the handle with an overall 10 inches. And of course, with the handle length of 5.5. Big knife. Big knife. Big boy knife. Very sharp. Obviously. Very, very sharp. So, if you're into this sort of thing, if you're able to pick one up, this is a very steep knife. I think this was price tag after shipping and all that was a little over $600, I think. 570, 580 was the price tag. Very expensive. Very, very expensive. And no, I did not purchase this. This was a trade. But because it was a trade, this was a knife that sat in the box for a long time. The person that I traded this for has doubles of all his knives. And you think, I'm pretty bad at collecting? No, this guy's got doubles of every knife he owns. One for use, one for collecting. And I've known quite a few people that are like that. I'm not entirely sure why they do that. I think it's because they want to keep one in mint condition, but he's kind of going through a minimalist phase, very, very similar to what I'm going through, and he's trying to get rid of some stuff. So I traded a few for some that I didn't have that he wanted, and vice versa. So I just went ahead and I was like, here, you have some, and he gave me a few, and I'm really, really happy to have this one's. I actually broke the seal on the box itself. So I was the one who cut the thing and opened it up and checked it out, and I was like, I don't know if it was just sitting in the box that long, but look, I barely touched the two together, and the locking mechanism just, I don't know if that's normal. To me, I think that the tang pins need to be a little bit thicker in order for this to not be so easy to do that. Like, I barely just pinched the handles together, just barely touched them together, and it just flies open. So I don't know if that's normal or not, but if there's any way that I can fix that, like I said, please let me know. I'd love to know, because that bothers the heck out of me. And it stays closed a little bit more, in the open position, locked, but still a little bit of a pinch, not even a full pinch on there, very little, and it comes open. So, well, like I said, I was told it's a competition Bali-Song, so it's going to do that. It's meant to do that, I guess, in design. That's what I was told. I could be wrong. People have given me false information before. Not saying that it is wrong, but that's one of the reasons why I put a ripcord on this, and I call it the ripcord because it resembles the CRKT Obaki and Skoshi. You just put this around and it sits in your pocket. You pull this out because this goes in here, which I think is actually kind of nice. It actually fits very well. So it sits like that. It's not going to fall out. And then this goes in the pocket, and if you want to, you pull this out. You know, this clears your pocket, and then this, like a sheath, should just pull this out, and then you got your knife out. And the reason why I did that was because, you know, obviously, this isn't going to sit in your pocket confidently locked shut. So you need this. This is kind of something you need, or at least I feel like it anyway. But yeah, so very expensive. I'm very glad that I didn't spend that kind of money, but he did. So I'm actually very happy to own this. I think it's really nice, that titanium construction. Someone told me that I can just take this off completely and put like a leather string in there and then make my own little locking string thing. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to take away from the original design of this knife. I just think that that's kind of, I don't know, a little too much. So we'll go ahead and get into the width of things. Looking at 11.3 on the handle, and on the blade, you're looking at a 2.3. The blade's pretty thin. This is a relatively huge knife. Now, I'm going to put it up against one knife that I have in my pocket right now, and that I'm currently carrying. It's the CRKT, excuse me, not the CRKT. Oh my gosh. OKC, Ontario Knife Company, Bob Dozier, Arrow. And here's that. And this is just my current EDC for the moment, so I'm going to put that up against this so you guys can see how big this is compared to somewhat of a normal size knife. Huge. Very, very big, this guy. I really do like its smooth opening because it's on ball bearings, and there's absolutely no blade play in this thing whatsoever. So I'm moving the scales, and they are solid. The lockup is solid on there, so there's not, you know, there's no slop. And what I mean by that is these going me, and they're not. So it's it's smooth. It's very smooth. So if I'm just... And I'm not a flipper by any means. I mean, I'm trying to be, but trying to get down the basics to keep it in camera frame so you guys can see the opening and the closing of this is very, very, very smooth. Because it's on these special little ball bearings that are, you know, on the two little pivots that are here. Like I said, I would have liked this to be Zen pins, not Tang pins, and that's these two pins right here that help stop the handles. Open and closed. Another thing that I don't really care too much about this knife is the fact that it has this design on the middle here. I think that's kind of attractive. I want to think that they did that for weight reduction, but I think it's more aesthetic than anything else. You know, very reminiscent to a Fuller or a Blade or Blood Groove, for that matter. But yeah, this knife is retardedly sharp. I cut myself in, there's two deep slashes, one on my knuckle and one right next to it on the same knuckle. Yeah, it wouldn't stop bleeding, so that was fun. But yeah, if you're interested in this knife, I believe Blade HQ still has it up for sale. I kind of peeked in to see if they really had that, and they do. It's very, very expensive, but you know, you're buying a Benchmade, and Benchmade knives are, in that particular sense, not cheap. Yeah, this one is a little bit over $600 if you add tax and shipping and all that, because, you know, all that fun stuff. But still, overall a $500, $600 Bali-Song, and that drives me nuts. But it's a competition knife. It's supposed to be open that quickly. Well, then why put a lock on there at all? It just doesn't make too much sense how easy that is to just do that. But yeah, any ideas if you guys have one? Let me know what I can do. I don't need to tighten the pivots. It got nothing to do with that. It's got nothing to do with the pivot here for this. This works perfectly fine. It's just I don't know if I need to put a bigger pin on this. Maybe. I don't want to contact Benchmade because I don't know if they're going to help me with this. I don't know if it's a quality assurance thing. That's what I thought at first. I was like, man, did they let this leave the assembly line? Because, I mean, like I said, I could just do that. I just tapped it with my finger and it just flies open. So I've seen videos of people handling this and I've seen them squeeze them together with force and just, and then it pops open. But mine doesn't do that. Mine is literally, you can sneeze and it just pops open. That's just, watch. Or if I put it down, watch this. Oh, it stayed shut that. Oh, now it didn't. Look at that. I had to pick it up. Yeah, that's not good. I don't think it's meant to do that. But if I could pick it up, see? It just pops open. What the heck? Really nice though. Very smooth. Great action. I really do like this knife very much. Very, very sharp. And if you guys want to see how sharp it is, why not? I got some stuff. Here's some paracord from the same paracord that I was even talking about. So here it is. I'm going to cut some of this paracord and see how well. Oh, I hit my tripod. Well, it cut through it pretty well, if you're wondering. I just, my hand hit the damn tripod. My bad. Here, how about some paper? Instead of knocking the tripod. Yeah, this thing is ridiculously sharp. Yeah, this thing is really, really sharp. Really, really sharp. And I'm glad for that, actually. I'm very, very happy. I'm not happy about that, but hey, you know, whatever. It's not that bad. And I love the aesthetic of it clinging together because once the handles touch, this thing actually clings onto here and you can actually hear it cling, and it's got that little slight bell ring. Oh, I love that. I don't know why. I love those little things. It's really nice. Really, really nice. But yeah, Benchmade, they do it again. I don't really buy too many Benchmades because they are quite expensive, but when I heard that he wanted to trade this and I know I don't have it in my collection, I took the opportunity of it. Of course, I'll never really be able to carry it, but it's okay. It's in the collection anyways. It's more of a relic. If you're interested in, if you're able to buy it, if you're able to get it, do I suggest this? Absolutely not. The price tag is just, this is way, way, way more expensive. There are better, I shouldn't say better. There are other Bali-Songs out there for much cheaper. You know, you want to spend something around about $200-300 for a good Bali-Song, why not? But if you're going to spend $500 to $600 on a Bali-Song, especially a Benchmade, you're all, in my opinion, you're just buying the name. This Bali-Song alone is just, I don't think it's worth the money, to be honest. And I told him that. I was like, dude, I don't think this thing's worth the money. And he's like, why do you think I'm trading it to you? And I'm like, because you already have another one, man. Like, come, what? Doesn't make any sense. Anyways, so I like it, but I would never drop $500 to $600 on a Bali-Song. I'm very fortunate that I was able to trade for this one. So I asked him if he had any Benchmades. He said yes. And this was one of the Benchmades that I kept on kind of drooling over. So, and it's just the locking mechanism, I think, that just drives me nuts. That's the only thing about this knife that just doesn't make sense to me. But competition Bali, it's supposed to do that. I don't know. Anyways, forgive me, I'm a little tired. I've been working some really weird hours. Go ahead and slash that like button, stab that subscribe if you haven't done so. Knock that bell icon so you are notified anytime that I post some new stuff. If you're interested, you are more than welcome. Please, in these weird times, be kind, be safe, and carry responsibly, and I will see you guys in the next video.